Hello, my name is Victoria, and my main claim is that there are biological factors that influence homosexuality. Many who oppose homosexuality believe it is a choice. This belief in others has led to many homosexuals being denied their rights and privileges, such as the right to marriage, just recently. Many homosexuals believe that it is not a choice, but it's something that they're born with. If scientists were able to find a biological reason for homosexuality, there is hope that people will understand that homosexuals do not have any control over being who they are. Today I will argue that there are biological factors that influence homosexuality. There has been considerable recent evidence to suggest that biology plays a significant role in a person's sexuality. First, I will be discussing how gay siblings show a biological relationship to homosexual and how this shows that genetics play a part. First of all, gay siblings indicate a biological relationship to homosexuality. Gay men have more gay brothers than do heterosexual men, and the same is true for women and sexual orientation. According to the book Nature's Choice, What Science Reveals About the Biological Origins of Sexual Orientation by Dr. Cheryl L. Weil, self-identified homosexual men have about 4 times as many homosexual brothers than did heterosexual men, while self-identified lesbians had 4 to 5 times as many lesbian sisters as did heterosexual women. Also in the book, it included a study by Dr. Bailey in 1999 that determined the rate of homosexuality and bisexuality of sisters and brothers of gay men. For 2 groups of gay men consisting of 350 and 165 subjects respectively, the average percentage of siblings that were homosexual was 8.5% for brothers and 3.3% for sisters. Thus, gay men have about 2.6 times as many gay brothers as lesbian sisters. Therefore, this shows that homosexuality can be inherited, therefore genes are involved. That brings me to my second point, which is that genes show a causality to homosexuality. According to a scholarly article in 1991 by Dr. Bailey, who did a study on twins, he found that in a study of brothers, if one male sibling was homosexual, the chance that his identical twin would be homosexual was 52%. The chance that his fraternal twin would be homosexual was 22%. The chances that his adopted brother would be homosexual was 11%. The researchers conducted a companion study that showed if one female sibling was homosexual, the chance her identical twin was homosexual was 48%, the chance that fraternal twin would be homosexual was 16%, and the chance that the adopted sister would be homosexual was 6%. Also, in 1993, Dean Hammer, a biologist at the National Cancer Institute, studied 40 pairs of gay brothers and published the results in Science. With a technique called linkage map, Dean Hammer identified a region called XQ28 on the X chromosome, which is inherited from the mother, that was statistically correlated to homosexuality. And in 1995, a second study by him and others confirmed that finding. In conclusion, the origins of homosexuality may never be understood, and it is so complex and varied, as in every other kind of love, that no single neat explanation is likely to suffice to explain any one man or woman. It is important to recognize that there are possible many reasons for a person's sexual orientation, and the reasons may be different for different people. Someday we might know, but for now we must understand that homosexuality is not a choice. There are biological factors that influence homosexuality. I first mentioned the gay sibling studies that have shown a biological connection to homosexuality. Do therefore genes play a factor? The gene region XQ has been found, which correlates to homosexuality, so homosexuality can be biologically determined. I hope that I was able to convince you that being homosexual is not a choice, but it's something that you were born with. Thank you for your time.
Right, next time when I'm talking to people in my class about slowing down on presenting the numbers, I'm going to show them your YouTube video. Because you've got a whole bunch of numbers in each of those studies that start running together after a period of time, and it's hard to figure out what inference we're supposed to draw from some of them. It wasn't so bad on the first one, but boy, after that first one, it just seemed like you gained speed and you went quicker and quicker through the data. On the last information that you're presenting, there's a marker that you refer to. You rush through the identification of the marker. You don't give us a definition of that marker and why it's significant, and then the next thing you know, you're pretty much close to done. You're rushing the summaries also. You need to give people a chance to understand the inference of what each of these points makes. You don't pause at the end of a sentence when you're making the transition from the secondary claim to the next claim. You're not pointing out how any point is distinct from any other point. You just start reading and plowing through it. And I think you probably got a pretty good argument here, but as a speech it doesn't hold up very well because it just sounds like words rushing out instead of an explanation. If I took all the statistics out of your hands and you didn't have any of that, it would make so much more sense if you just stood there and said, all right, here's what I read. Here's what it seems to mean. There's good evidence that there's a biological source of homosexuality, and some of that evidence is based on studies of twins, and some of it's based on these genetic markers that we've seen. Let's talk about the twin studies and what they found. If you just slow down and tell us what the concept is, it would make so much more sense. And then plug in the evidence. You're trying to let the evidence make the argument for you instead of making the argument yourself. And I think that doesn't work very well. All right, thank you.